What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block for January 2nd, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, that retro code for the first time in the new year, Edward Varnell. Ed, I'm so glad you're here.
Yes, I'm so happy to do Power Block. I'm so happy about this. And yes, everybody, I do have the Super Mario Cereal Amiibo.
Oh, man. Ed, I'm so excited. We launched a new show yesterday. At the time of this posting, like we launched Expansion Pack yesterday, which is Pow Block's YouTube segment where we kind of talk about things in a smaller form video, although this one was like 28 minutes long, give or take. To be fair, we were talking about all the games that have been announced for 2018 and beyond, and which ones we were excited for, and kind of what we expect coming probably from the January Direct that's coming in a couple weeks.
Which is bonkers because Lost Spheres start the New Year off in about 2 more weeks.
I know. Well, that and then like the Rocket League Special Edition comes out in about I think on the 16th, and then Lost Spheres on the 23rd, and then Bayonetta and Payday 2 in February. Man, dude, like, okay, so before we get into all that, we just to clarify, we launched on Nerds Gone Rogue's YouTube page and on our website. We launched Pow Block Expansion Pack, which is a YouTube-only segment, which, you know, Ed and I and Jesse from Arsenal X we got together and talked about a bunch of Nintendo stuff. They're going up on Mondays at noon Eastern Time, 9 Pacific Time. So check it out, like, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff.
Yes.
These are kind of experimental episodes. We would appreciate your honest feedback on them in the comments of the YouTube channel. So check it out. There's going to be a link to that episode in the show notes of this show, so you can check it out there. I'm really excited about that because, like, what we've done is we do a segment on here called Question Block a lot. And sometimes, like, we get to episodes where we don't get to Question Block because there's so much news or whatever. But in these expansion pack episodes, we really want to take the standout question of the questions we've acquired through email, through Twitter, Instagram comments, that kind of stuff, and really just kind of expand on it. Because, you know, when we're doing Question Block, we really only take about 3 to 5 minutes to answer a question, where this one, if we find an elaborate question that we want to go more in depth on, we do a whole video on it. And so yeah, you can email us your questions at nintendopowblock@gmail.com. If you want to try to have it featured on the show on Expansion Pack, you can write Expansion Pack question in the subject. And yeah, but that's kind of taking care of everything. We're also launching Arsenal X's Expansion Pass, and Nerds Gone Platinum's, which is our PlayStation podcast, is launching Trophy Case, which is you know, they kind of answer questions about trophies and stuff. So, like, and they're doing a 2018 trophy challenge, so they're going to be updating people on that every week too. So that's kind of cool.
Yes.
But yeah, man, we've got a lot of stuff. Ed and I are doing Let's Pod and Plays. We're doing squad goals for Arsenal X. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. I'm really excited. Yes. We have this, Ed, this is a big year for us. I'm really excited.
Yes.
Especially, like, for NGR Radio and Pow Block specifically. Like, I'm so excited.
We're in the age right now of unexpectancy right now, because we know what games is coming. We know how we're going to react to them for some of them. But if there's just continue to be like unannounced games that we did not expect to drop from Switch, we're going to have a reaction. We're going to be talking about them. We're looking forward to the details of Nintendo's online functionality. E3 is gonna be once again a big thing for us. We'll probably come back again and do a recording, like streaming it and watching it. Everybody, Twitch, we're gonna be on there, so do check us out on there too. Like we have a lot of stuff planned for you guys, and hopefully you guys will join us. Like Corey said, give us your honest feedback. I'm literally cannot wait
Yeah.
for this year.
Yeah, twitch.tv/NGR radio starting probably for Thursday or Friday's episode posting. We're going to stream on Thursday. We're going to stream a lot of our reaction stuff. Ed and I talked about this. Like, we're probably, for reactions and stuff for YouTube, we're going to go through I'm going to try to figure out how to stream it to multiple places, but if we can't do that, we'll probably do Google Hangouts maybe. So, like,
Yeah.
there won't be any, like, cool overlays or anything. It's really just, we really just want to get a full reaction. And then, we want on-the-spot things. We don't want people to, like, wait for us to upload a video or whatever. We just kind of want to do it right after the event is done. And so, like, we have a lot of cool plans for PowBlock, especially for almost instantaneous reactions to directs, to conferences, to hardware announcements, software announcements, that kind of stuff. So it's a big year for PowBlock. It's a big year for NGR Radio in general. I'm so excited.
Like, so happy, dude.
I'm so excited. And like, man, I don't know. I know we didn't record an episode last week, but it was holidays and everything, and kind of just, wow, everything's everywhere. But, dude, it's a big year. It's a big year for Nintendo. It's a big year for us. It's a big year for Switch. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I think, once again, it's going to be another big year for gaming.
Yeah.
But Nintendo, I'm literally so hyped about.
Yeah. I mean, like we talked about on expansion pack, like, we're always excited for, like, the newest stuff from the other big companies. Like, we're always excited for something that Sony's putting out or Microsoft. Like,
yes.
But for Nintendo, every time they announce something, it's like, it's a whole nother level of excitement. It's a whole nother level of anticipation and just like, for us. So, like, that's why we kind of wanted to do this. We're doing so these are the things we have planned for PowBlock in particular. We have PowBlock expansion pack, we have Pod and Play, we have PowBlock Reacts, and then obviously the video form of the podcast. So those are the things we have specifically. We'll announce the other things for the other shows when we record the other shows and stuff, but
yes,
man, I'm really excited for the direct, because, like, that night when we do our reacts, it's just gonna be like, it's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
Like, I cannot wait for that direct. And the rumor has it that it's gonna be January 11th. There's a lot of things pointing to the 11th. The Amazon listings that were put up, which we'll talk about in the news. Man, dude, I'm so excited. And, like, we haven't even gotten to, like, what we've been playing the last, like, week and a half, because it's just, there's so much to just,
there's so much to tackle.
Yeah. Ed's better with words than I am. I just kind of like, when I get excited, like, my brain's excited, but my mouth won't spew out the excitement in the correct form. So, man. So, anyways, Ed, hope you had a Merry Christmas. Hope you had a Happy New Year.
Yes.
But what did you play during that time?
I played Assassin's Creed Origins, getting a little bit further in that game. Still enjoying it. Yes. Was trying to play Rainbow Six Siege. Once again, thank you, Jesse Douglas, for the Christmas gift. And I returned the favor, giving him Wolfenstein 2, and he's enjoying that. But we was having online problems for some reason. Like, mine wasn't connecting with Ubisoft's servers, so I couldn't really play it with him. So I jumped into Cuphead. I finally downloaded that. great game. It literally, for me personally, is like Contra. Like it's old school, and I was just like, well, okay, I'm dying a lot, but it's only because of getting used to the patterns and everything like that. But I was beating them like, okay, I got this. Yeah, easy, not too bad. Pay attention. Uh, parry this way, jump on that. Yeah, so I'm enjoying that game. Uh, did forgot that it's only local co-op, so you cannot play online. Two players. I wish they had that, but unfortunately they don't. But I really enjoyed that one. For PS2, did a little bit more grinding in Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac
PS2.
Age. PS4. Oh my goodness. And I can tell you why I said PS2 because I played that game, of course, for Final Fantasy 12. But I'm going to have NGP on Optional Opinion. We're going to be talking about the impact of PlayStation 2. So that's going to be a good episode, good conversation. But for PlayStation 4, uh, uh, Final Fantasy 12, I'm still, there's still some magic stuff that I'm missing. So right now I'm doing like the hunter. It's like a guild board kind of thing where you go and hunt and meet people's requests, and you get extra items and stuff. Like I didn't do that throughout the game. Since I'm doing getting stuff at the end. I'm doing it like kind of at the end of it and trying to see if I can finish that board completely. Been playing that. Also picked up Psychonauts for PS4 and Yakuza Zero on Sunday night, so I downloaded that. Can't wait to start some of those games. And then like Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, I'm getting ready to start. Also, I'm gonna see if I can finish that sometime this week. Like start playing it and finish it. Yokai Watch, Fleshy Souls on 2DS. Been enjoying that. Still a little bit in the intro, but getting further along in that game. Just really enjoying that game. Uh, but for 2018, my first game that I started everything off with is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for Switch. Now, let me tell you guys why. I've been telling people that I've been needing to play this game on Switch, and I played it for review and stuff. Did all the updates and everything, and enter the world again, and it still holds up. It's just still beautiful and fun to play, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm playing kind of the best version with all the hiccups and stuff fixed and the patches and it running smoother. And I'm just like, this game is just still good. Like, just still but beautiful, breathtaking, and like this is why Power Block made this 2017 Game of the Year for the show. Like it's still wonderful. So I can't wait to get into that world. And then went out to eat today, and you guys will see some pictures of it coming soon. That I played Puyo Tetris at the restaurant that I was at. So I got like a bowl of soup and Puyo Tetris sitting on the table. And playing that game, like started it up and just enjoying that. Last but not least, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, playing more of that. Still in the intro section. I kind of put it all because I had to play some other stuff. But I'm about to get back into that game with Breath of the Wild. Last but not least, the Mummy Demastered. I'm on the second boss, trying to beat that, still getting killed, but I get close to the end of beating him, and for some reason, because I don't really have like a dash move or something to get out the way quicker, I get hit and I die. So I gotta restart that boss fight over and go from there. But that's what I have been playing. Hopefully this weekend I'll be able to pick some more Switch games up because
There's a lot.
there's a lot. Yes.
Man, dude, I've been playing quite a lot actually the last few weeks or the last week and a half or so. Like I finished yesterday, or not yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Sunday.
Whatever. One of these days. Jeez.
Saturday.
Every day is just running super together. I beat the main quest in Assassin's Creed Origins. We'll talk about that on Arsenal X, but like, man,
Yes.
that ending was super satisfying. And like, I want a whole game. I want a sequel. I want a direct sequel to Assassin's Creed Origins, and I want a whole game revolving around Aya because the last like probably 3-ish hours that you're playing of her, that story gets really interesting and really
Uh,
like, just really cool, man. I really love how they uh, put a lot of what we know about history in that time frame, and it's something Assassin's Creed usually does pretty well. Is like take historical figures and real historical events and kind of weaves the assassin's narrative into it. And like the last scene of that game, I'm not going to spoil anything, but like, man, it was good. It was real good. And I'm really happy that I finished it. And you know, I've been going back and trying to clear out the areas that I haven't been to yet and stuff. And uh, you know, there's still, I think I counted like 9 areas I still haven't, or 7 areas I still haven't seen at all, and then 9 areas in total that I haven't cleared out. So uh, I think I'm gonna try to go back and 100% that game because there's a lot there that you know, I want to do. So, and I only need,
yeah.
I think I only need, in terms of achievements, I think I only need like 10 more achievements to get all of them. So
What level did you end the game on?
41.
41. Okay, because I'm like at level 27, so I figure out. I think I still got more to go.
Yeah, but the last mainline quest, or the mainline quest scales because you play as Aya and they just level you, like, because you don't play as Aya, so they just make Aya whatever level the mission is.
Okay.
So like, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like I think the last main quest objective as Bayek is 31, I want to say. But man, dude, that game and their relationship and just like the way it all comes together at the end is just super satisfying. So, still play like it's still like a little rough on Xbox One though. Like playing it, there's a lot of drop frame rates and like a lot of loading loaded times. But
Yes.
uh, besides that, man, that game was really good. Been finally have gotten back to playing Switch games. Zelda DLC I'm playing through. It's more Zelda. Like I'm not gonna really sugarcoat it here. I so far I'm kind of like disappointed in a way, even though it's more Zelda and more of what I love about that game. I want more story moments and like, you know, as much as Zelda does well,
Yes.
like telling, like actually giving you grand story moments is not really one of them. I mean, there's the moments that you find throughout the world are great, and once you piece them together and kind of watch them all in a row, it's really great. But at the same time, it's not like a cinematic experience. You know, it's really more about exploring and the puzzles and stuff. And like, I wanted the champion, like a really big cutscene with all the champions and like them doing something cool. I guess I don't know. But that's being said, I'm not that far into the DLC, so maybe there's some cutscenes that are really cool. But Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I'm also playing. Finally, have gotten back to that. It's a that is a great RPG. That is a great JRPG. Uh, really, really satisfying to play. The grinding is real,
Yeah.
but besides that, man, it's really fun. But what else have I been playing? I played a little bit of Destiny 2. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm not like playing it. You know, I go in and do some things to get some rewards, and then I check out for the week. But like, finally got my helm with Save 14, so like I'm really happy because that's like my helmet, man. That was in Destiny 1. That was the first. That was like the best Titan helmet for me, and then I wore
Uh-huh.
it. I wore it from the day I got it until Destiny 2 came out, I wore that helmet. And like I seeked out the Destiny figure with the helmet Saint 14 on it. Like that is like Saint 14 is probably one of my favorite characters in the Destiny lore. So I finally got one in Destiny 2, and I'm like, yep, here we go. I'm excited. I'm excited to shoot stuff again because I finally feel like I have my character.
Yeah.
Even though like, it's whatever, but like having that helmet really kind of like makes me feel like I have my character back again. So, that's cool.
Yes.
What else have I been playing? I played something else too. I played a lot of stuff. Okay. So for Christmas, I got a few games. I beat the Injustice 2 story, which was really good.
Yeah, I actually started the game.
What else did I get? I got
Wolfenstein 2?
Wolfenstein 2. I haven't started playing that yet though. I got a $35 eShop gift card, and I ended up getting Stardew Valley and SteamWorld Dig 2.
Yes.
Stardew Valley, I want to like that game, and maybe I'm just not far enough because a lot of people say you have to spend probably like an hour and a half before you really get into like what the game really has to offer.
Yeah.
But so far, man, it is not great.
It's not jello with you. Yeah, it's because same thing kind of with me on Xbox One. I'm just like, okay, I get this, and then I like put it to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's just like, I don't know, organizing it's an organizing game to me.
Yeah.
And it feels like I gotta put in work and strategize this organization to make it. But I'm impressed with people who like post all their farms and everything.
Yeah. So like for me, that's not really hitting it for me. But SeaWorld Dig is really fun. I am enjoying it way more than I enjoyed the first game. I don't know if it's just like I've been playing these grand open world adventures that it's nice to sit down and just play like a 2D kind of simple let's dig and see what we find and stuff like that. That's really fun. What else did I get? I got one other thing too. Oh, Mutant Mudds collection. Yeah, that game is it's pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. That game.
Did you pre-order the physical copy, or you just bought it all digital?
I just got the digital one because I had the gift card. So, but yeah, I bought those games, and 2 of them I'm really satisfied with, and 1 I'm just kind of like, meh, whatever. But like I said, I'm gonna try to keep going with Stardew Valley and see. Just because I know that there's a point in that game where a lot of people went from kind of meh to, oh my gosh, I'm gonna spend 100 hours on this game.
Yeah, a lot of people really played it, and it did good sales on Switch because a lot of people are playing it. So
yeah,
that's really cool.
And I also, the other thing, my cousin found a backwards compatible Wii for like a GameCube that plays GameCube games.
Yeah,
and it's the new Super Mario Brothers red one, and he gave it to me. So like I've been digging out my GameCube stuff again because like I have component cables for my Wii, and I'm like, well, I can make my GameCube games look a little bit better on my TV. And so like I've been looking at my GameCube games, and even though I have a lot of these games in other forms, like it's really fun to go back to GameCube and be like, wow, man, these games, like some of them do not age well. Like,
but you know what? It don't forget it was at that kind of time period and stuff.
Oh, I know. I'm just like, man, these, like, I get it, like it's a time and place thing, but like some of these games do not age well. Like in Luigi's Mansion, the controller is inverted. The controller is inverted, and you cannot change it. Oh man,
And that's why the Luigi's Mansion for 3DS feels so good.
Yeah,
Dark Moon, like it feels really good.
you can't like uninvert the controls, and I'm like trying to get this ghost that's on the ceiling, and I'm like aiming at the floor. I'm like, no, stop. Oh, man,
Uh,
GameCube's a great system though. I
yes.
found so many great GameCube games in the
But
box.
Metroid Prime though still looks beautiful to me.
It looks
I don't.
great. The controls though, because like we've gotten so used to everybody using kind of like a semi-standard first-person shooter thing with Xbox 360 and now Xbox One.
Actually, go ahead, because I'll explain my side of the story.
It's just really weird, like using the same stick to turn and shoot. Like it's just, man. I hope that we get a Metroid Prime HD trilogy for Switch, because
Yes.
playing it with a pro controller with modern controls, I think would really benefit that game and make it better. And like, not that Metroid Prime is bad, it's just like the control schemes have evolved so much since then that like maybe if you put the morph ball on a different button and like, I don't know, maybe put the scan on like a clicky stick or something, like some of the stuff would feel better with a modern sensibility. But dude,
Well, it's so weird because I can still play on GameCube and like play and be like, oh, this is fine. Like everything clicks with me. But Nintendo's controls have got us just better. And regardless of what you think of the Wii and Wii U and all that stuff, the Pro controller feels really good. Like them going to a more modern standard controller look feels really good. So I could see playing Prime with it as an HD collection because spruce up to some of the graphics and stuff. Like it still sound good. I got so used to the GameCube controller in that game that I thought that was the best way to play first person shooters.
yeah. I mean, at the time, it like the only game that did it better, I think, would have been Halo. Just because, I mean, like the Xbox
Yeah.
controller had more buttons. It had more. It had like, it just, the GameCube controller was not up to par with the Xbox or the PS2 controller in terms of like how many buttons and where the buttons were placed and stuff like that. But man, that GameCube controller feels so good to hold. Like,
Yeah.
I found my Wavebirds. Oh,
Ah,
I just, man,
yes.
those things
Can
are
I tell
great.
you, I'm so jelly of you. I never got a chance to buy a Wavebird,
Oh my
but
gosh.
dude, I have tried it, and I'm just like, yeah, this is the way to game.
Yeah.
Like, it feels so good. A little bit heavy, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the way to game.
It feels really good, except for like they don't have rumble in them, so it sometimes like it feels weird when you expect your controller to rumble and it doesn't.
Rebel, yeah.
Uh, but man, I'm really happy to like see those games, and it makes me want those games more on Switch just for like virtual console stuff. But I really want it, going back to my GameCube and playing those games. There are so many GameCube games that I want remastered for Switch. It's not even funny. Like, even more than like N64 stuff or even Wii and Wii U stuff. Like, there are so many GameCube games I want to see on Switch remastered
I,
and
I,
updated.
yeah, I want Eternal Darkness, bed, Bud and Kados or something.
Bat and Kato's, the RPG
Yeah,
series. There's two of them.
yes, I want that on Switch because I never got a chance to get them.
I made a list. I made a list. And
Yes.
like there's a lot of small news stories that we'll get to, but they're not important. This GameCube list is more important. So I would like to see,
Hold on, before you go, please let Super Mario Sunshine be on there.
it's on
Because if
here.
it's
No, it's on
okay,
here. Most of the first party stuff is on here. Uh, I want to see 1080 Avalanche and Wave Race.
yes,
I want, like, even if those aren't remastered, I want new versions of those games, because 1080 and Wave Race are like some of the best, especially Wave Race, man. Especially Blue Storm was awesome.
see, I never got to try that one.
Oh man, Blue Storm was awesome. Beyond Good and Evil, I would like to see
Of course.
just the HD update that they did for 360 and PS3. Like I would like to see that come over. F-Zero GX I would like to see.
Yep.
Uh, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. It was the first Fire Emblem game I ever played, and like it doesn't hold up compared to the 3DS games, but like man,
Well,
that game's
because
so
it's
cool.
like literally super hard.
Yeah, yeah, it's like one of the hardest ones, I guess. So like it was really tough, but I do want to see the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD versions come over. It's on my GameCube
Yes.
list, but I would like to see that. Luigi's Mansion, Mario Golf, Mario Kart Double Dash,
Yes.
the Metroid Prime 1 and 2 and 3, honestly. Paper Mario, Pikmin 1 and 2, the Prince of Persia trilogy.
Which one? Which Paper Mario? Thousand Year
Thousand Year
Door? Yes. Okay. That needs a remake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: if it does not come to Switch, I would be fine if that game comes to 3DS. And if it shows up in the this Nintendo Direct that game coming to 3DS, I'm going to
There was a
pre-order.
rumor for a long time that game was getting an HD remaster for Switch. Even before the Switch came out, that was rumored to be like coming. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do like an anniversary edition or whatever.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia trilogy, I would like to see, and they already did it for 360. So I don't know why they can't just like.
Port it over.
I would like to see a lot of the Resident Evil games come over, especially the remake of 1. Skies of Arcadia Legends, I would like to see.
Yes, that
Make its way
needs.
over. The SSX games, Star Fox. I think Star Fox Adventures I would like to see, even though it's not like a Star Fox game. It's a pretty simplified Zelda game, to be quite honest with you.
They need to fix a lot of that. Some of the controls and the timing stuff in that game was
I agree.
off
I
and
think
unfair.
I think a lot of these games need control fixes. Like I think that would be the first thing to do to a lot of these games. But Star Fox Adventures and Assault, I wouldn't mind seeing come over. Rogue Squadron, I would like to see all 3 of those games come over.
And Level 5 said they're planning games for 2018 for Switch. Come on, Disney. Get up with Level 5. Get that game re-released.
Those games were so good. Mario Sunshine is on here. Beautiful Joe 1 and 2.
Yes.
And like this is just a personal thing for me, and I know it won't ever happen, but X-Men Legends 1 and 2, which were like Marvel Ultimate Alliance that came out, those were like the proof of concept for that series. And I think X-Men Legends is better.
I think I still have that from my original Xbox.
Yeah, it's I love those games. But I mean there's a few more, but like I would love just to see GameCube games come over.
Who owns the X-Men games? Is it Disney?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because all the X-Men games and like all of the Activision licensed stuff has been being pulled from digital stores recently, and the only ones left are the Ultimate Alliance games. Like Deadpool was pulled, Ninja Turtles was pulled a while ago, Transformers are being pulled, so like a lot of the Activision licensed stuff is being pulled, and like I don't know
But you find it in the store, you can still buy it.
Yeah, you can still buy it, but like I don't know if Disney owns the rights to all that now, or if like they're trying to do like some kind of weird licensing agreement, kind of like, well, I know Disney owns the Avengers now, which is why a lot of that stuff was being pulled and why Marvel Heroes shut down, because they're doing that deal with Square.
Yeah.
But I don't know about X-Men, especially it's weird because of the Fox deal that they just made, and I don't know, man. I don't know who owns the X-Men. It'd be interesting though to figure all that out.
It's probably going to Disney, since they own Marvel, and they're probably just waiting for that contract with Fox to expire. Or Disney could have paid Fox out when they did the buyout. That might still go to Disney because now Disney owns part of Fox. that may be happening because they're probably just waiting for like canceling contracts or paying these companies out to get that license back and to take the stuff off. So Disney's probably doing something behind the scenes.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
should.
I think Disney's more concerned. Like, I think they have a good thing with the Avengers and Spider Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy project. I think that Square's also working on. I think the big one right now for Disney is getting this EA mess cleaned up.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah.
uh, it's man they like I'm not trying to like really crap on EA, even though we have a lot in the past. But like, I'm just trying to look at this in a realistic perspective. Like, EA really destroyed the Battlefront name and the Star Wars brand to the point where, like, honestly, in like a couple months, I wouldn't be surprised if Disney kind of revoked their exclusive license agreement with them. But
It-
I don't know, man. That's just, I mean, I don't want to get into that here. We can talk about it on Arsenal X, but that's just like a weird thing. And I think before Disney even tries to figure out what to do with the X Men, I think their interactive division wants to figure out the Star Wars thing first. Just because,
I I think um because this is probably doing something with EA to get it back on track, probably. Um, but yeah, I think this is the last Battlefront game with the Star Wars name on it. The that single player Visceral game, Disney's probably overseeing that, and that would probably be the it. That one game for there. There's probably some plans changing because if they're leaning more to SquareSoft or Square Enix with some of their properties, they may get a Star Wars game. How Square Enix will handle it, though, we shall see. Because Kingdom Hearts, that's probably why Square Enix got it because of how popular Kingdom Hearts has been.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I would like, gosh, Kingdom Hearts would be great to see on Switch too. But
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure Disney has plans for X-Men in the future. I don't think they really want to disrupt anything right now in terms of like the movie stuff because uh, Fox has been on the up, going up on their kind of hill and valley roller coaster. They're kind of on the up with Logan and Deadpool and New Mutants. I guess is right now is tracking to do well,
Hmm.
and Dark Phoenix kind of. Ooh, I hope they don't mess that up again. But
Who's doing Black Panther? Is it Fox?
no, it's Marvel.
Oh, tomorrow.
It's Disney. Yeah.
Okay.
Which that first cut of Black Panther is like 4 hours long. They said
Yeah, I
so.
read it. Like, how the heck did that
And
happen?
that movie's supposed to come out in like 6 weeks. So
Ooh,
they better get on the chopping block. Yeah, Black Panther's coming out on February 16th. So
I think they're gonna end up breaking it into two movies.
no, I don't think they're gonna do that because they need that story out before Avengers comes out in March. So or April.
Oh, Avengers in March?
Hold on. When is Avengers? Let me see. Avengers is May, so I don't think they're gonna. I think they want that movie to be full. I don't care if it's 3 hours or not. I probably honestly won't even watch it until it's like at the dollar movie or whatever.
Mm.
But I just Marvel's just hasn't really interested me lately. It's which sucks because like I think the characters are cool. I'm just kind of like I'm really burnt out on all that stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. But back to Nintendo.
Yes.
Oh man, what a road trip that was. We're gonna get into some of this news. So news bits here. We have the first thing I want to address. Amazon listed 18 unannounced Switch games ahead of a potential direct. There was no titles or box art, but you could pre-order them. Now they have since been delisted and all of the pre-orders have been canceled. But they listed games anywhere between $39.99 and $99.99. So that tells me there's maybe some physical indies in there, maybe some collector's editions in there.
Yes.
But that was like that all but confirms a direct is coming. Especially because like the placeholder box art was just the Switch logo and it says no box art available. This is ahead of this game was announced at the Nintendo event, which look, we had that EA leaked email that said there's a January Direct. Now all these Reddit users are finding all this information that says it's probably going to happen on the 11th, which is next week.
Yes.
I'm just really excited, man. That was crazy because like I was at work and they were talking about the Amazon listings. And I was trying to like look it up while working, which is not the best of ideas, but yeah. What do you think? What do you think about this?
Me and Corey was talking about this messaging and thinking of games that it could actually be. 18 games. Now, this doesn't represent 18 games that's coming out for the year because there's more than that. But there's got to be some ports coming out. There's got to be probably some of the Nindies that didn't come out in 2017 is probably getting physical copies. Maybe that might include we might finally get Shovel Knight as a collection edition.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what it is. And I don't blame anyone at Amazon who tried to post this. Something might have happened in the system that did it automatically and they didn't mean to do it and they just caught it. Something like that can happen. But what can I assume? Maybe Kirby and maybe Yoshi's getting a collector's edition. Maybe those be like a $70 collection.
I wonder if there'll be like an amiibo edition or something, like where it comes with. I don't know. Like Kirby has a lot of weird amiibo, so that we got the weird amiibo for Robobot, and then Yoshi had the Yarn Yoshis, so maybe we'll get something similar. There might be a Fire Emblem collection for the Switch version that's coming out for this year. Yeah, that's the big one. Like, I wonder if they're going to try to do what they did with Fates and have like a collector's edition with, multiple paths, multiple games in it, and then they're like each game will be one game, and then you can get the $100 version, and it has all the paths in it or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe Box Boy might have a Switch edition, like the whole collection.
Oh, please. Box Boy is amazing. If you own a 3DS, get $15 and buy all 3 Box Boy games.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes. That game took me a month to beat because I was enjoying the puzzles and trying to get everything. It's so good. Yeah, we still don't know. Probably some games that we know now, and some of them might be actually digital versions that you could actually buy from Amazon. Sometimes they'll have it up where you could pre-order, and it's just a digital version for it. We don't know yet. We're gonna look at this upcoming direct, and maybe it might not be all 18 Switch games at this time. Maybe there are going to be some in April because I'm expecting a spring direct where there will be more games announced and showcased and actually have an order date for us to get ready for E3. Because there might be a Smash. There might be the wonderful one-on-one Switch port, and plus with the, I don't know if you got this in your notes, Corey, about Platinum publishing 2 of their own games, getting ready to self-publish 2 of their own games.
Yeah,
that showed up on Nintendo Life, so maybe those games might come to Nintendo, and those games might be getting physical copies.
Yeah,
we don't know yet. There's a lot of stuff that we're hoping to see. If they show a Okami HD physical copy for Switch, it needs to happen on this direct. it needs to. Capcom would be idiotic not to do it.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think Capcom's going to have a bigger presence here than we know. Like I bet they'll show Mega Man 11.
And
Yeah,
Mega Man Legacy
yeah,
1 and 2, and probably a box copy of the Mega Man X collection.
yeah. I bet at some point they'll show all that just because it's most of that's supposed to come out. Everything, all that's supposed to come out in Q1 or Q2 except for Mega Man 11. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, "Hey, Mega Man Legacy Collection, here it is." And by the way, there's another Mega Man game coming out this fall.
What if what if it's that Mega Man X Command?
Mm.
Did that role playing game that came out?
I don't know. I think they're just probably gonna focus on this stuff, but I don't know. I think Capcom is gonna have a big presence anyway. Like I still think Okami will probably make it at some point on this direct. Just
Yeah,
I
we'll see the Resident Evil games on there.
yeah. Honestly I went back and started replaying Resident Evil 4, even though I have like 35 versions of that game in HD. I was playing it
Right.
I was playing it on GameCube. Uh,
Yes.
and like that game in particular and the remake, like it probably like HD Origins or whatever of 0 and 1. And they'll do the Revelations thing where one game will be on the cart and one game you'll get a digital download code for. Uh,
I wonder how Resident Evil 5 will work on Switch.
I mean, I think all the game like I think all of them that are available will be on Switch except for 7. And like I'm not even too doubtful on 7 either cuz like Capcom said they've been trying to get the Resident Evil 7 engine running on Switch and I mean that came out last summer. So I don't know.
I thought it was Unreal.
No, it's on their own engine.
Oh, they have a different engine. Okay.
Yeah. So like I think Capcom's gonna have a presence. I think Namco is gonna have a presence. I think that
Yes.
Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 will be shown at some point.
Yes.
Maybe Code Vein, maybe like a big maybe. And the big rumor too is like there's gonna be a Dark Souls remastered coming to PS4 and Xbox One. I don't see why that game couldn't be on Switch either,
Everybody will, because everybody know that if it comes to Switch, they're buying that version.
Yeah.
They don't. They not to say nothing bad about the PS4 and Xbox One version, but to get that game on the go, to continue doing your progress, a lot of people will get for that.
That's the big hook, right? Is like I can take this game on the go, and like that's like I'm not really big on like re-releasing games, but the fact that the Switch you can take the games with you is the big hook for me to be like I would totally replay that game if I could play it anywhere.
It feels like it's guaranteed sales.
Yeah.
And that's good. They'd be like, oh, they will buy this game on,
especially in remaster departments. Like I would love a ton of remasters if they came to Switch. Like I buy certain ones that I like DMC for example. I bought it on PS4 during a flash sale because I love that game and I want to play it on my most current system. But like, look, the Borderlands collection, I don't need that. The BioShock, I don't really need that either. But if like those games would make their way to Switch at some point, I'd be like, yeah, I would be way more likely to purchase those games.
Yeah. That DMC Devil May Cry would be fitting for Switch. Just think, Bayonetta 1 to 2, Bayonetta 3, and DMC 5. I mean DMC 4 on there, dude. DMC 5. That would be like the action, like set with Beautiful Joe 1 to 2 thrown in. If they want to do Ninja Gaiden, that's fine. But I feel like you would have an action packed like library on Switch, because I would love to play DMC on the go. Like I would love to be beating demons up when I'm kind of mad at work, sitting on my lunch break. Like I would love to be doing that.
Yeah. And by the way, before we move any further, the games that are already available for pre-order, and that aren't part of these Amazon listings, are, let's see, where's my thing here? So the new Atelier game is not on there, or is not part of the Amazon thing. Kirby and Yoshi are both not part of it. Metroid Prime 4, Octopath Traveler, Wolfenstein 2, Bayonetta 1 and 2, Bayonetta 3, Titan Quest, Payday 2, Rocket League, and Fallen Legion are all already available for pre-order on Amazon, so they are not part of those listings.
Right.
Maybe collector's editions for some of those. Like, I think Wolfenstein had a collector's edition, so that might get one. It wouldn't surprise me if Metroid Prime 4 had one. So, I mean, those are the games so far that are not part of that listing, and those are just the ones that are on my list. There's other ones like Overcooked. I would love to see a Shovel Knight complete collection thing where it comes with all 4 of the amiibo, or at least that 3-pack. Because that 3-pack's coming at some point, right?
I would love to have that as a collection box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would like to see that.
Set it for $80 or $90 if they want to. And I just want to add, we haven't even talked about Konami's next game if they got something coming.
Yeah,
so
like
Konami could show up.
The big rumor from Konami right now is, Twin Snakes HD remake. Metal Gear 5 is also on that because it was on 360 and PS3, so a lot of people think that Metal Gear 5 is going to end up coming to Switch. And then Metal Gear Survive, even though like nobody really wants that game, that's still on the list for Konami. So we'll see, and we'll see if Nintendo gets Konami's attention again, like they did for Bomberman, and get some sort of Castlevania game on there.
Yes.
We'll see. There's so much that we can anticipate here. The main ones that I'm looking at are Donkey Kong, which has been rumored for so long. Retro's new game, I think, even though I think they're going to save that for E3. Fire Emblem is the big one right now. And I honestly still think there might be a Metroid Prime Trilogy collection coming. So,
what about
Smash and Mario Maker are also 2 possibilities.
What about Mighty Gun Vault?
It's what? It's already.
There a Switch?
Buy it for Switch
for a bundle. I mean, for a physical copy.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's the Striker Pack.
I wonder why they must have not sent that out for a lot of them.
Yeah, it's the first and second game. It's $39.99.
I'm gonna have to order that. Yeah, I haven't seen that game in stores at all.
Yeah. But maybe we'll get like a SteamWorld Dig 2 or SteamWorld Dig Heist physical edition. I don't know. There's so much it could possibly be right now. I hope that the Direct really clears some stuff up and really puts dates on stuff like Kirby and Yoshi and Fire Emblem, just because those are the big Nintendo titles. And then Wolfenstein 2, I'm sure, will be coming very, very soon. Just because there's still a lot of hype around that game. Man, that game's gonna be good.
What if Prey and
Dishonored
and Dishonored 2 just show up on the Switch?
Here's the thing, as much as I want to say no, I feel like
they're coming.
I just feel like I can't say no because of Wolfenstein and Doom being on there, and those games are. And Nintendo seems to really be getting in bed with Bethesda right now. So,
yes,
I could see Fallout, but Dishonored and Prey all coming to Switch at some point. Honestly, honestly, the only game I could see not coming to Switch would be Fallout 4, just because all
and
the
Evil
things
Within.
you can do no, I could see Evil Within coming too.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly, just because a lot of those games are very you can tackle things in a lot of different ways, but they're pretty linear. They're not really open world games, I think Evil Within 2 is pretty open world, but even that look, they got the Skyrim Special Edition running on Switch, so like open world will work. I don't know, man. I could see it. I honestly I could see all those games coming except for Fallout 4, but I could see Fallout
Mhm.
3 and New Vegas coming.
Um, I could see Zombie U coming back out for Switch,
Mm,
like a Wii U as a Wii U port,
mm-mm.
but
No, I don't think
updated
so. I don't think so. Just because like I think they saw the bad reception to the Xbox One and PS4 versions,
because
and
everybody had played it on Wii U, and they
and
said
like the
it
big
didn't
hook
feel right.
the big hook for that game is to have two screens, and like they saw that
Hmm.
fail on Xbox One and PS4, and like I don't think they would do that again. I could see Ubisoft maybe showing something new for Switch though. Man, I don't even know, man. There's a lot to there's so much it could possibly be. Uh but that was just interesting, and now we'll see if there's a direct next week.
Yes. Oh yeah, and if Ubisoft announces Watch Dogs 2 for Switch, I'm buying it. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Take my money. That is Sleeping Dogs. I
I,
those are yeah. Sleeping Dogs I would have to get. A Square Enix just decide to port it. And they'd be like $29.99. Yeah, I'll pre-order and just be like, I need this now. Like,
man, I don't
uh,
even know right now. There's so much I'm thinking about right now. There's
you
just so
we are
much.
we already need that Tomb Raider. We need it.
Dude, honestly, I'm gonna be really disappointed at when the Switch was first announced. Like, I was not expecting third party games, like big third party games, to be announced for Switch. But now that we have Doom and Wolfenstein and Skyrim, and people trying to put bigger projects on the Switch, them looking to put Final Fantasy 15 on Switch. If Shadow of the Tomb Raider does not come to Switch in some form, I will be disappointed.
I would, yeah.
Honestly, like
Hey, what if the regular Tomb Raider and Rise is one of the 18?
I would be really happy. Like I would love those games on Switch. Like
Mm-hmm.
out of all the third party games I could possibly think of, like Tomb Raider is number one on my list. Honestly, like
Yes.
I Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider, and Final Fantasy 15 are like at the top of my list for Switch games. As much as I would love to see a lot of games come to Switch, like those three games realistically are at the top of my list, especially because they've already mentioned them. Square's already mentioned porting games, existing and new games over. And, a lot of people are thinking, like, what if Final Fantasy 10, 10-2 collection, 12, but they've said 15 directly, which is not a small game.
Yes. And I would, like I said, I would take just a digital version.
See, I don't want digital though.
Oh, yeah.
I want the box sitting next
I,
to everything
I
else.
mean, the box would have to come when the 64 gigabytes come
Which
out.
which we have news
It's
on that.
today.
Those have been delayed, but the 32 gig carts are out,
Yes.
and like scaling those, do what Doom did. Like we talked about this before, and like the reason why Doom, that file size fits on a
Hmm.
16 gig cart is because they scaled down the resolution to 720p, which is fine. They scaled down the frame rate to 30, which is also fine. You can barely even tell, right?
And
And
yeah,
like,
and everybody still loves the game. It's like, yeah, I played in this game on Switch and it feels fantastic.
a game, 720p like looks fine, right? I mean, it's not great,
Yes.
and like if you want that higher resolution somewhere else, you can go to your PC or your Xbox One X or your PS4. Like you can get that other places, right? But if you can there's a way to fit it on the Switch to at a smaller degree, and like even do what NBA 2K and LA Noire did. Like, yeah, part of the game fits on the cartridge, but the other part of the game you have to download. And there's on there's a big enough warning sign on the boxes that says you need an internet connection to play this game or to download the rest of the game. Like, that warning's there on these boxes. It's big and ugly and really hard to miss. So they could do that, and having an RPG like Final Fantasy 15 would be huge on there. Having Tomb Raider on there would be huge. And I think Square knows that. And even games like Hitman, like an episodic game like Hitman, where each game is like a separate file, would be awesome. Like, I think that would be cool. I think Hitman would work really well, especially in portable form. But yeah, we're just got to wait and see. We can sit here and like run circles around what games we want to see on Switch all day. Like, it could be its own show, to be honest.
Pretty much it already is its own show.
But I think there are not every game needs to come to Switch, right? And this is my last thought on this. Like, not every game needs to come to Switch. Not every game should be on Switch. I think there are experiences that you should be able to just play in the grand glory of a 4K TV, and there's just games that look great like that. But when you look at games that fit the idea of the Switch, they are these segmented semi-open world games with collecting and puzzle solving, and RPGs have always been successful on handheld. There are games that you should not be second guessing to put on Switch. Tomb Raider is a prime example. Final Fantasy is a prime example. Any of them, not just 15, any of them. Devil May Cry, I think, is a good fit for Switch, and especially like to go with direct competition with Bayonetta, I think would be smart for Capcom to do. They see there's an audience there. That genre works on the Switch, or on a Nintendo platform in general. RPGs, you look at Project Octopath Traveler and Lost Sphere and I Am Setsuna and how well they're doing. Those games would work. You look at I think, honestly, like something even more like Mass Effect would even work. I'm not just talking about Andromeda. I'm talking about the original trilogy here. Like, so many people I have heard say, I would replay the Mass Effect trilogy if I could play it on Switch. Like, and that's not like an exaggeration. 5 people that I work with who got Switches are like talking about games that they would like to play on Switch, and Mass Effect is always brought up, and they're not even like huge gamers, games that don't need to be on Switch. I don't think Call of Duty needs to be on Switch. I don't think Battlefield or Battlefront need to be on Switch. Anything like really intensive first person shooter wise, like I don't think Destiny needs to be on Switch.
Destiny needs to fix what it got now first before it be on anything else.
I think, for the first person shooter genre, I think Nintendo has that covered with Metroid Prime and Splatoon. Even though it's not really a first person shooter, it functions as a shooter. I think Nintendo has it covered. Doom also has it covered. I think people who want a first-person shooter on Switch want that single-player experience, and Doom and Wolfenstein are going to give that to us. So, like, that doesn't need to be there. There are genres that will work on Switch, and I think it's worth at least trying to do that and put it on the console is worth it. So, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. There's still at least 4 more years, if not more, of this console ahead of us. So we should probably just slow down a little bit. But anyways, speaking of big games on Switch, the 64 gig cart has been delayed to 2019. Might give some developers problems, but again, those cartridges are going to be more expensive to put games on. So I think a lot of developers are fine sticking with the 16 and 32 gig cards and just allowing you to download the rest of the game.
Right. And probably by the time when it comes out, the price for them will be down.
Yeah.
Like to make them, they probably will be down. So that's
plus by mid this year, we'll have the 500 gigabyte and 1 terabyte SD cards that you can put into your Switch, and like memory won't really be a problem. Especially because most Nintendo games play the game right off the card. You don't even have to install them. Actually, all of Nintendo's games. Sorry. Okay.
Welcome back, everybody.
Shoo. What were we talking about? Oh, the cards.
Card, the
Like,
64 gigabyte.
okay, so sorry, we had some technical difficulties, so we are back. Uh, anyways, that memory is not going to be a problem on Switch for people to download these other bigger games. You know, if they want, and people are buying memory cards with this thing anyway, and like I recommend people buy at least a 128 gigabyte card. And like, look, I've probably purchased more than enough games for Switch, and my memory card is not even half full. And I've purchased the big games like LA Noire, Doom. I downloaded the multiplayer suite, and guess what? That multiplayer is still real good. It's surprisingly good. NBA 2K is the biggest file on my memory card, and look, I haven't had any issues. I've downloaded full games. I've downloaded the full, all the episodes of Resident Evil Revelations. I've downloaded so many big files, and my card is even halfway full. I am looking to upgrade to a 400 gig card at some point. I will probably do that in the next couple months, especially with some of these big games coming out and the indies and stuff. So, especially when Wolfenstein 2 comes out, because I feel like, you know, as big of a file as Doom was, like I feel like Wolfenstein 2 is going to be even bigger. So,
Yeah, because I'm only on 32 gig, and probably that 400 or that 500 gig one I'll probably get, because I do want to get like a lot of indie games, and the physical ones that I can't find, I want to like digitally download them.
yeah. So, I mean, memory is always going to be an issue on Switch, so I would just future-proof your Switch and just do memory. Like, get the biggest memory card you can get, especially if you're planning on playing it a lot.
That's for any console, everybody.
I know,
Even
but
3D, like
look,
even 3DS.
Look, I have 1 terabyte Xbox One and PS4, and I've had more memory issues with those consoles than I have with the Switch. And
Yeah.
I honestly probably have already just as many games for Switch as I do those consoles. So, when you're downloading a 90 gig file for Gears of War 4, or the 108 gig file that is Master Chief Collection, and the 80 gig file that is Halo 5, like, you're gonna run out of space very quickly. But like, at the same time, Switch games aren't going to be that big, but they're gonna start getting up there in size. So future proof yourself, especially since these 64 gig cartridges have been delayed.
Yes.
But yeah, I man, I want some more big games on Switch.
Which now I'm thinking, if Metroid and Pokemon could be on those 64 gigs, like.
No, I don't. Yeah, but see, I don't think those games are going to be that big. Like, Nintendo Nintendo are the masters of consolidating a file size, right? They fit 2 whole Pokemon games on one cartridge, on one Game Boy cartridge.
Yes.
So like, they're not. They're going to stick with the 16, and like maybe Metroid Prime 4 will be a 32 gig card, maybe.
Would the next Zelda fit the 64? So
No.
they go.
I think they'll use. Honestly, I think the next Zelda game is going to come faster than you think. Like, I bet 3 years. I'm giving it 3 years. Well, 2 years from now. 2 years from now, since it'll have been out. Let's see. In March, it'll be out a year. I give it 2.5 years.
Well, I was using the 64, so it could escape performance problems. Maybe that would give it more space.
Maybe.
I mean, it'll still get patch and stuff.
Breath of the Wild's on the 16 gig card. I could see them jump into the 32 gig card, because maybe they want to do some more things in the world. Maybe they want to use HD Rumble in a certain way. Maybe they want to hit that 1080p, and maybe the 32 gig card will allow them to expand on that. I don't know. Maybe I do know that like Breath of the Wild had a little bit of frame rate issues on Switch, but I think that's a hardware problem. I don't think that's a software problem. But at the same time, it's like Nintendo.
It was new. A lot of patches and stuff were out, like updates and stuff.
I think the 32 gig allows them to be more innovative and more experimental, but I don't think Nintendo is going to allow them to do what, some of the, don't get me wrong, some of these other companies make great games, but Nintendo reuses assets in a smart way to make their games smaller. And a lot of other companies don't really do that because they want everything to look and feel different. Because look, Zelda, as amazing as the shrines are, all the shrines use the similar assets, right? The shrines, when you walk into them, look the same. When you use the elevator to go down, fighting doing the enemy fights in them is the same. Like, which was smart on Nintendo's part. I didn't have a problem with that. I'm just saying they are very smart in the way they reuse assets, and I think they're not going to allow them. They're not going to allow their developers to, really deviate from that. I almost said they're not going to let their developers be lazy, but 99% of developers aren't lazy.
Yeah.
So I try to avoid using that, but Nintendo wants them to be on top of their game and really figure out, how do we make this file size small? How do we make the most money out of this without spending more money on cartridges or anything? So, which we've talked about before. I think that's why Nintendo is still relevant today, is because they don't spend all this money on performance capture and new technology and video equipment and symphonic orchestras or anything. Like, I mean, they have an in-house orchestra that they performs all their music. They don't really use voice acting a whole lot. Like, Zelda is really kind of like the first time they've explored out of Mario's wahoos and Link's hi-has and stuff. Like,
Fire and some of the Fire Emblem games.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're not writing 500-page scripts the way that someone like Naughty Dog is doing, or you know what I mean. So we'll see.
They know how to maximize their what they have minimally, minimum effort.
Exactly. See, you're smart. You're smarter. I like to talk out what I'm trying to think, and then you just say what I'm trying to think, and works. That works. Yes.
But for me, if they put it on the 64 GB, that's just more that I'm going to be like, what did y'all put in this game? And I need to explore this right now. Because now you got probably about 4 times the game that I didn't expect.
Right.
Look
how big that world in Breath of the Wild is, and that fit on a 16 gig card. Oh, dude,
to think of that already on the 32.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for it. I'm ready.
I mean,
trust me.
I'm always ready for more Zelda, but man.
I literally need $100 collection for that, and then I need another Zelda game. Well, I need a Zelda Pro controller, like literally, to go.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do a Mario and Zelda Pro controller. By the way, they did the Xenoblade and Splatoon ones, but I'm surprised they didn't do a Zelda or a Mario. At least a Mario one. I'm surprised they didn't do like a red one.
Yeah.
But speaking of delays, the paid Switch online service has been delayed till fall 2018, the rumor has it, according to Nintendo of Italy Twitter account, which has been since deleted. That tweet has been deleted. But look, Nintendo needs to get this online service right, I think. It's not going to be detrimental to the Switch, but I think in the long run, in terms of like what Nintendo is trying to do, how all your games are linked to one account, that kind of thing, they need to get it right, and they can take as long as they need, to be quite honest with you. Like, I don't know how Virtual Console is going to be. I don't know what their Netflix for games service might be like, but they need to get this online service right.
Yeah. No, don't rush it, Nintendo. Do what y'all do best. Yeah. Get it together.
Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the sales numbers that happened during the Christmas holiday. Confirmed, the Switch has already outsold the Wii U lifetime sales in Japan in less than a year. And the rumor has it, full numbers haven't come out yet, but Nintendo has been rumored to sell almost 5 million Switches during the holiday season, which would put it past the lifetime sales of the Wii U worldwide. Uh, so the Switch is killing it.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Working in retail this holiday season, Switches were flying out.
yeah,
Not so much the 2DS and 3DS like last year was. But yeah, Switches they were gone. Like I probably sold maybe 6 Xbox Ones S's. I haven't sold no X's yet, and I don't know what Sony's doing, but they need to restock more of the Pros in some stores because the really no people were looking for it, nobody was buying it. But Switches, the thing was going out.
hmm and like, look, we talked about how convenient. We've been talking about how awesome the Switch is since day one, and like to see that people are still like going nuts over this thing almost a year later, and like, dude, it has a Wii style effect on people. Like it has a gimmick that works for people, and like, sometimes Nintendo experiments on gimmicks, and sometimes they fail, and sometimes they're great. And the Switch has combined what people have always wanted in a awesome handheld, but it also plugs into your TV, and it's just it's so good, so good.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, Switch has sold a ton, and they want to sell at least 20 million consoles next year.
Or ship 20 million.
I mean, like this article says Nintendo wants to sell 20 million Switches next fiscal year. This comes from a quote from Nintendo president. Tatsumi Kimishima said he wants to sell more than 20 million Switch consoles next fiscal year, which starts April 1st of 2018 and ends in March 2019. He also expects to ship about 25 million units next year.
Well, definitely, Pokemon comes out at the right time. That would definitely help it.
Pokemon needs to come out next year. Like I would really, really like to see them kind of take their time on a lot of these games, but Pokemon, they need their Mario Odyssey next year, and Pokemon is the clear front runner in terms of a holiday sale.
I think Animal Crossing will actually help sell it too. I think a lot of girls and a lot of kids who like Animal Crossing will definitely pick up a Switch. Pikmin 4 could probably push it too. If Pikmin 4 continues to just looks beautiful and plays great.
Dude, I want Pikmin so bad. Like Pikmin 3 is one of my favorite Switch or Wii U games. Like I told you, I hooked up my Wii U again, and like I've been really focusing on Nintendo stuff recently, and there's some PlayStation stuff I want to get to. Like Persona 5 is a big one that I missed last year, and I really want to get to it. But dude, something about a lot of the games on Wii U, I've come to the conclusion that the Wii U might secretly be my favorite Nintendo console. All right, it has my favorite Mario game in Mario 3D World. It has all 3 of my favorite Zelda games on it.
Yes.
It has the best version of Pikmin, in my opinion, on the system. It has Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the system. It has Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker on the system.
Yes.
It has my favorite Assassin's Creed game. It has my favorite Batman game. It has, let's see, it has both Darksiders games on it, which is amazing. It has the best non-Persona Shin Megami Tensei game on it. What they did with Xenoblade Chronicles X was really cool in adding the mechs, and I still think that's my favorite Xenoblade game so far.
2 games that could be ported to Switch.
I know. Don't remind me. I'm trying really hard. Yoshi's Woolly World is the best Yoshi game since Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Woolly World is so good. It has one of my favorite fighting games of all time, and Injustice 1. Injustice 2, I don't know if it's really that much better, but It has Injustice 1 on it. Hyrule Warriors is a cool game. Has the best Mario Kart game on it. Has the best Smash Brothers game on it.
Yes.
It doesn't have my favorite Paper Mario game on it, but that Paper Mario game is really cool, and a lot of things they do with that game are really interesting.
I need to return that and finish it.
Like, honestly, if it had the Resident Evil HD remake on it and a decent Star Fox game, it's probably my favorite Nintendo console of all time. Like, oh man, I can't even. The two things it does not have on it are a decent Metroid game. What was the other one? Oh, and we didn't get Mario Golf.
Oh, no one's worried about Mario Golf at the moment, because the Mario Golf that did came out for 3DS.
True.
So.
True. Very true. So, like, I was you know how I am with my lists. I go through and like look at them all the time because like I want to build a better Nintendo collection, right? And like I was going through my lists and everything from N64 all the way up to now, right? On all those lists, and my N64 collection is pretty complete. I need to find a physical copy of Paper Mario, which is weird because I have the box and the instructions for Paper Mario, but I can't find the cartridge. But the other weird thing is like there's like 3 games that I have for N64 where I have the box and the instructions and I don't have the game. And then there's 2 games that I have that I don't have the box and instructions, but everything else I have. So I don't know like what I'm missing or whatever, but yeah, like GameCube was my favorite, in terms of the games on there. But the Wii U, besides like how awesome the Switch is, and we'll come revisit this conversation in like 5 years when the Switch is like,
has a library.
Yeah, and
a more robust library.
And like see what comes after the Switch, but like the Wii U, like on paper, might be my favorite Nintendo system.
It's I love the Switch. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, we'll have this conversation because the Switch will probably take number 1 later on down the line. It's not it right now because it's new and it's still building and there's still some stuff unexpected. I think still to this day, yeah, Wii U is probably my favorite. GameCube was second, Super Nintendo was third, and 64 is fourth, with the NES being 5. Wii is 6. Even though trust me, I love the Wii, but Wii U kind of just like it took that idea and expanded on. And when you see Nintendo do HD, you just be like, "Dang, really? How did y'all get this to look this good?" Like it knocked Wii kind of all the way down. But I like if I had to rank systems like that for just for it, then that would probably be it. And that's not even including my handhelds. Like, yeah, it's just, Wii U is probably just number 1 now and not GameCube down a notch. Because GameCube wasn't number 1. But just like the same reasons that you said, like, Wii U just got so many unappreciated games, and I think just people's attitude toward Nintendo and their console, it was just it wasn't problematic, and people do have the right to have their opinion. I just think it was kind of unfair that people would just write it off and end up missing some of the top quality games that came out when that system was released.
I agree.
And people could say, well, it's the lowest selling system.
Well, the GameCube also was until now, and look, everybody loves the GameCube. Like,
right.
So
and their Nintendo systems, because I feel like people are going to go back and be like, I need these games on Wii U that I really miss if they don't come to Switch, that I miss. People going to have a nostalgia to go back and play games that they miss. Probably because they changed their viewpoint. It happened with Zombie U.
Mm-hmm.
Zombie U, like after it came out, maybe 2 or 3 years after it came out, people were just like, in October, they're just like, I want to play a zombie game, and Zombie U is the one that I want to play, and it became hard to find unless you own a Wii U and bought it digitally.
Yeah.
People want to play that.
Yep. Yeah, and like early on, like a bunch of third parties were actually supporting the Switch. You know, we got a lot of Ubisoft games, we got a lot of weird THQ things, we got 2 Call of Duty games, we got, I mean, we got a lot. And like Disney Infinity is on there, we got a sequel to Epic Mickey. Mass Effect was on the Wii U. Like, people forget Mass Effect was the launch title for Wii U. Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden 3 was exclusive for a while. Like,
the Tekken Tag Tournament had the Mario outfits in it and stuff.
Yeah, and like we got Watch Dogs, we got Mario Maker on the Wii U. Like,
yes,
nobody man. We got the best version of Rayman Legends on that thing. We got Resident Evil Revelations. There's so many good games on there that were just like, we got Splatoon. Like, we got a fantastic multiplayer game in Splatoon.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I think the Wii U is super underappreciated. I really want a lot of the Wii U games to come to Switch, to be honest with you. Like, I would not... That is the one thing about the Switch where, like, I understand they're available and they don't really remaster a lot of their games, but porting Wii U games over to Switch is not a terrible idea. And, like, we've seen a lot of it already. The big one I'm surprised they didn't port already is Twilight Princess HD, just for the simple fact that the Wolf amiibo does so much in Breath of the Wild, and to level it up you have to play Twilight Princess HD, and I don't know, I just thought that was like a weird thing that didn't happen.
They didn't do.
Yeah.
Probably because it was just still... It was something that they released for Wii U, and they didn't feel like probably putting all that work to it. They probably were still working on Breath of the Wild DLC content and stuff.
Yeah.
And I have to say this, and I know you probably won't be ready to move on. A lot of people who play, like, if those ports came to Switch, and people who own a Switch who didn't play the original version, when they play it, a lot of times they say, now I understand why people love this game on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Now I understand why I should have played this when it came out. Like, stuff like that always changes people's opinions and viewpoints. And I don't think there's any other game on another system that has done that. I can't really say that for PS4 or PS3. Can't really say that for Xbox One and 360. Like, what games have people missed that they came to those that version was ported or came out to that console that made people say, "Oh, I should have played this when it came out."
I think the only game that comes to mind that's not on a Nintendo console, and like we have a similar opinion on this game, but a lot of people love this game. I think the only game like that is The Last of Us.
Yes.
For PS3 and PS4. Like, a lot of people missed it on PS3 because not a lot of people bought a PS3 until the end of its life cycle, and when they did, it was like, oh, well, let's play these other games. Like, Uncharted was a big one that people focused on, and like The Last of Us came at the end of the PS3's life cycle. The PS4 was right around the corner, and it was smart that they remastered that game for PS4 because it sold like 10 times as many copies on PS4 that it did on the PS3. But that's like the one game, whereas Nintendo has probably 20 games you could point to and say that could use a remaster on Switch. Even if like you're looking at the Wii and the Wii U, kind of like in a similar like console. Like, look, Metroid Prime 3 I think deserves a remaster just because like a lot of people didn't want to play that game with pointer controls, including me. Like, that was the one Metroid game I didn't finish. Mario Galaxy, Mario 3D World, like, these games all deserve to be played, and the Switch is capable of doing all this. Like, even Skyward Sword, you look at Skyward Sword, it's the one mainline Zelda game I haven't finished, and it's like, Well,
They remap the game in its controls,
mhm.
and ported the Switch. I think people will see some of the great ideas that game had.
And like a lot of those great ideas carried over to Breath of the Wild. Like a lot of them, uh the RPG elements in your weapons, the stamina
Yes.
system, the some of the puzzles, even, like a lot of that made it over. And I don't necessarily agree that that game was a terrible game. I just think a lot of that game was, I was ready to move on from the motion controls. And like I played through Twilight Princess multiple times. Half the time, like, and then I found out you could turn off the motion controls for the most part in that game. All you had to do is like wiggle the Wii remote to swing your sword, but like you could turn off the motion aiming, you could turn off the motion stuff, and it really made my enjoyment of the game a lot better. And like I still feel like the only game that really took advantage of the Wii remote and the way it was supposed to be used was Wii Sports, and maybe Wii Sports Resort and Wii Play, like those games, those types of games.
Yeah.
I think Mario Galaxy would have been an infinitely better game without motion controls. I think both Metroid games would have been better without using the motion. Even though I did think another game I think is sadly underplayed, and I think that game is not as bad as a lot of people say it is. Story moments aside, like I like the idea of exploring a 2D style Metroid game in third person.
Yes.
in a 3D world. Like I love that idea. I hope they revisit that idea someday.
Yeah, I still give it Game of the Year that it came out.
And
I think Team Ninja did a fantastic job.
Yeah, and like they worked with what they had, to be honest with you. Like I don't know, I think ditching the nunchuck was a great idea. Using the Wii remote as an NES style controller was a smart idea, I think.
Right.
But there's a ton of games that were overlooked, and I think they What?
The Mercenary Saga series is coming to Switch.
Yeah, I saw that.
I just seen it. I'm like, oh.
So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think the Switch could benefit. I think not the Switch could benefit. I think a lot of these games that people abandoned the Wii and the Wii U and never bought a Wii U for would really benefit from the popularity of the Switch if they took the time to update control schemes, make the games in HD or at least 720p for the handheld mode. A lot of games could benefit from the Switch's popularity. And we as huge Nintendo fans bought these games, even though I've voiced my opinion about the Wii several times, where like I hated that console. Like, to be honest with you, like I didn't hate the console. I hated the motion controls, and like all I really wanted was like a Nintendo system where I could play fun Nintendo games. And for the most part, the Wii kind of prevented me from doing that. If the game was on GameCube, I would buy it there. Like Twilight Princess, for example. I still have never finished Mario Galaxy 1 or 2. Like, I've never even played Galaxy 2, and I've never finished Galaxy 1. Metroid Prime 3, I stopped halfway through because, like, I couldn't stand the motion controls. Like, I just couldn't stand using the pointer controls. Like, there are very few games I finished on the Wii because of the motion controls. And it's sad, and I like that system. Like, I love New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I love that game. But I only had to hold the Wii remote sideways and press left and right and jump. Like, I didn't have to do any weird shaking except for, like, I think you had to, like, shake the Wii remote to do, like, a butt stomp or something. I can't remember. There's something you had to shake the Wii remote for, which, whatever. It wasn't pointing and trying to aim with a pointer, like, I loved Wii Sports. Like, I loved Wii Sports. It was the only motion control thing I liked about that system. But, there are so many games on that system I would love to replay if they would just add controller support to them. And it's sad because as a big Nintendo fan, I would have loved to finish Metroid Prime 3, and
I finished it. I
would have loved to, like, that was the one thing I bought and returned, and I'm really, from like a collector's standpoint, I'm sad that I didn't keep it. But like, remember when they released the Metroid Prime trilogy in that metal tin, and it had the plastic sleeve over it?
Yes.
I had it sealed and I returned it. And I'm like, now down the road, I'm like, why did I do that? Because A, that thing's worth a lot of money, and B, like, what a collector's thing to have. But I would have rather played Metroid Prime 1 and 2 on GameCube. But anyways, there's just, man.
We'll revisit it on another show. We'll probably do an expansion pack.
Yeah, I would like to do an expansion pack on this topic, even though we've been talking about it for like 20 minutes. But anyways, let's move on to a couple news stories, and then we'll get out of here just because we've been running long. And I have to go to dinner at my wife's mom's house. So, positives coming out of the Christmas week. Nintendo sold 1.5 million games during Christmas week in Japan alone, and that number seems to increase to over 6 million worldwide for the Switch. So, and that's not including bundles. So if you got the Mario bundle or a Splatoon Walmart bundle, like, those sales don't count. So a lot of people are buying games for their Switches.
Yes.
So, and I probably account for like, I feel like I account for like half of that.
And the crazy thing about it, all the first party games became hard to find. ARMS, Splatoon,
ARMS specifically is really hard to find right now in this area, at least. Like, since I bought it, I have not seen it used. I have not seen it new anywhere. Like, I just haven't.
At my job, every time we got them in, gone like that.
Mm-hmm.
We were fitting internet orders. People were coming to buy them, and this is at regular price. This is not even like the buy one get one 50% off or whatever. This stuff is at regular price. People were paying these $60 price tags for these games. Like when 1-2 Switches sold out, when ARMS, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, Slipper Clips was sold out. Like,
I'm still looking for a physical copy of Snipper Clips. Like, that's the one game I wanted to get, like, really bad, just because, like, A, it's the only Nintendo published first party game that I don't have physically, and B, the physical copy comes with all the DLC, and, like, I don't really feel like downloading the DLC. I'll just put the thing in and play it, you know? Like, I want a physical copy of Snipper Clips really bad. So, like, yeah, there's so many games sold out, man. So many people I saw, like, getting Switches. Like, some of my friends from work got Switches, and they were asking me, like, oh, what are the good games on there? And, like, they either got the Mario bundle or they got the Switch and Zelda. Like, those were the two things everybody got. I was like naming off all these games to get, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize there was that much out for it. I'm like, yeah. And, like, the one guy I work with, like, he plays games, but he's like a huge Xbox gamer. He doesn't really like pay attention to anything outside what Xbox is doing.
Yes.
And like, I told him what the Switch was. Like, he had heard of it, but he didn't really know like
what the details.
He just thought it was like Nintendo's new handheld system. And I was like, no, dude, it's a system that you plug into this dock and you can play it on your TV, or you just take it out of the dock and you can take it with you. He's like, oh, so it does both? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I should probably like look into getting one of those. And I was like telling him about how cool Zelda was because he's playing Assassin's Creed right now.
Yeah.
And like, I was telling him about how cool Zelda was. He's like, oh, that sounds like a really awesome game. And he was like, a couple days later, he came into work and was like, yeah, I bought one of those Switches and I got Zelda. I'm like, yes, I did it.
Yes,
I did it.
It's so funny. One of our customers, a lot of our customers asked, you know a lot about this stuff. I was like, yeah, I do a show called Nintendo Power Block and Arsenal X. You can check it up on YouTube. I was marketing, dude. I was hustling our show name. Like, nice. Yeah, check it out. We talk about all of this stuff. That's where you get the info at. Come to ngrradio.com.
Yeah, I need to update the website. It should be updated by the time this episode goes up, but No promises. I'm sorry. I like to say things, and then when I get home from things, I'm just like,
I'm going to bed for it
yeah,
first.
I'm really tired. I'm going to bed. But the last thing that I have here that we'll talk about, and there's a lot more news stories, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more pop up before we record on Thursday. But they released some footage, the first footage of the Wii games running on the NVIDIA Shield in China. All the assets have been upgraded to 1080p, and all the games are running in widescreen. And so, a lot of speculation is that these games will eventually make their way to Virtual Console in some form. The games they showed off were New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Punch Out, and Super Mario Galaxy from Wii, and then the GameCube version of Twilight Princess. So, like I said, all these games are running in 1080p with updated assets. These are not just up-res assets. These are updated assets for this specific machine. So it is interesting that they are just doing this for this machine and not going to try to sell it to their other customers around the world. So,
well, because it's China, and
I know China has a very different view on games, and the console ban was just lifted like a year ago.
Yeah,
so
that's why
Nintendo's trying to break into China, and this is the way to do it. And the NVIDIA Shield runs on the same tech that the Switch does. Just saying, just throwing it out there, something for you fans to think about. But it's cool seeing these games run in HD, because like I would really love them to bring Punch Out, which is another game that I thought worked really well on the Wii, but would just love to see on the Switch. And like,
I could see it in the Breath of the Wild art style for a new Punch Out.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I could also see it in like a kind of like they already did the cell shaded look for this one, but like a really cool HD cell shaded look for this game would work really well.
Yes.
So, but that's kind of all the news. I know Ed and I kind of rambled on in between each news story, but like, look, if you listen to us this long, we've been doing this show for over a year now. Like, you should know when Ed and I get together, we just ramble and ramble and ramble. And look,
we come up with questions, we come up with ideas. Like I said, it's the year of unexpectancy. We don't know what's coming, and we just bouncing off each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we want to do a lot of things with this show in particular, and like we said at the top of the show, we've got a lot of things happening. But since this is my last question to you, Ed, before we get out of here.
Yes.
What is your Nintendo New Year's resolution?
My Nintendo New Year's resolution is definitely to, of course, buy more games and finish them. But I'm looking for games that people wouldn't normally support. So I'm going to be, my New Year's resolution is to jump into genres that people normally wouldn't play. The niche market. I really want to jump into that. And this is for 2DS and 3D, the DS market, and this is for a Switch. I really want to jump into those games, and even indies. I want to jump into games that unexpectedly nobody would have played or anything. So that's my New Year's resolution.
Nice. Mine is to kind of really build on the library of not only Switch games, but the other Nintendo systems that I own, and I would really like to, like, look, Son and I are going to try to have a kid soon, and like in the future I would really like to show like my children, like, look, this is what was important to me, and this is like a legacy that someday maybe if they're into this stuff, and I would like them to know like what was important to me. And there's a lot that's important to me, but nothing that's like super important. But Nintendo is one of those things that's really important to me, and so I would like to maybe give my collection to them someday. And
And showcase the history.
Yeah, yeah. It's I want to solidify a lot of my Nintendo collection, and if I have to pay some money to get some of those games, I will. But like, look, it's important, and that it may sound dumb to people that aren't into games, but like the legacy, and I think Nintendo in a weird way is just as important to video games as Disney is to film. You know, like the innovation, the characters, the legacy they're leaving, you know, the innovations they're making today. It's important, and if they're going to be interested in all at all in video games, like this is where you start, and this is where you learn, and this is, you know, hopefully someday once they make that venture of like, I'll stray away from Nintendo for a little bit, but then I'll come back, you know, similar to what a lot of gamers did, you know, like either at Super Nintendo you jumped off the Nintendo bandwagon and got a PlayStation, or you jumped from N64 and got a PS2. Like a lot of people did that, and then they circle back around to Wii and Wii U and Switch and whatever the future has. You know, it's one of those things that people did, and I want them to realize, like, look, if you're going to play other games, this is where it stemmed from, this is where it comes from. And yeah, solidifying a really solid Nintendo library of all consoles is my goal. So yeah.
Yes.
Games. But man, this was a long Power Block episode. Was not expecting it to be this long. Again. But anyways, check out our Power Block expansion pack episode.
Yes.
Mondays at noon on Nerds Gone Rogue YouTube page and on ngrradio.com. It will be on the Power Block homepage. So we've hopefully, by the time this goes up on ngrradio.com, will be set up the way it should be, and it's very exciting. I'm very excited for all this to play out. Look for our pod and plays coming in the next few weeks. Ed and I will be discussing when we can finally do that. You know, and then you know, look for our reacts, our Power Block reacts to the Nintendo Directs, to E3 coming up, CES, PAX, all that good stuff. And I've got a lot of stuff going on. By the time you hear this episode, Nintendo Power Block will be on Twitter at Nintendo Power Block and is already on Instagram. So follow us at Nintendo Power Block on both places. I will give you the passwords to those things so we can kind of work in tandem on getting that stuff out. But yeah, man, I'm excited. You can email the show at nintendopowerblock@gmail.com for your questions. If you have a really standout question, we will read it on Expansion Pack for a future episode. Jesse will be on the show from time to time, and my other big goal for the show too is to get guests on, get more guests on. You know, we had Nintendo Main on here a couple weeks ago. Jesse's been on a few times. Like, I want to get more guests on the show. So, yeah, Power Block's gonna have a big year, and GR Radio's gonna have a big year. Download our other family of shows too, because, you know, we know most gamers have more than one console, but even if you don't, download them. It's fun.
Yes.
Also, Power Block's Game of the Year episode went up like a week and a half ago, and then NGR Radio proper's Game of the Year episodes have been going up the last couple weeks. So download those. It was a good time. Ed, one of our Power Block episodes on YouTube has hit over 100 views, so I'm very proud.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the when we found out Bayonetta 3 was coming, so yeah, no surprise there. But anyways, Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and you can check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps. I will be doing more writing for NGR Radio. I think that's another of my resolutions, to get more writing in.
That's mine too.
And everybody, I am on Flickr. I have an account there, but I'm also going to be trying to post some personal Nintendo stuff on my Flickr page, so you guys, we drop more information about that. You can see some of my test photos with my new camera on NGR. So yeah, check that out.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, in the moment it will be coming back. And then let's learn. All my other side stuff will be coming back this year. I am done with holiday. I could get back into doing.
It's time to get back in the groove.
Exactly. But yeah, dude, I like for Nintendo stuff. I'm going hard this year.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting back to my love that I miss. I miss so much.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you, Ed, there's a couple games I'm excited for the other systems, and we need to do stuff for Arsenal X, so like I'll be getting those games, but like I really want to dive deep into the Nintendo stuff this year. I mean, even deeper than last year because we dove deep into some games. But you can find me at CorianHD on Instagram, Twitter, and you can find me on NGR Radio and Arsenal X and a few other places around the NGR Radio network.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, and share to Nerds Gone Rogue on YouTube. Visit our website. The shows will become more available on other podcast services in the next few weeks. So if you are a YouTube listener and you don't have Google Play or iTunes, they will be available other places. I know Pocket Cast is a big one. Beyond Pod, I think, is another one people have been writing in and suggesting for us. So
I have to check them out.
So I'm gonna try to get them on there. But yeah, I'm excited for Nintendo Pow Block in 2018. Thank you guys so much for listening and or watching. And until next week or next time, I forgot we do this show twice a week. We love you. Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Woohoo!